If you love it. Okay, check this out. I've got this little ring here. This belongs to my wife, and this is made by a company called Coilo. You can check them out on the internet. I'll put the link down below. Basically, this is, you can see I'm also wearing one here, and they're not paying me for this. They didn't give me these rings. This is not a sponsored video. I just really like these rings. I've been wearing them for a few years now. So here's the thing about them. It's a silicone material, and as you can see, it is squishy. And I really like them because they're oil and solvent and grease resistant. They're obviously non-ferrous, so they're not going to spark or anything like that. They're pretty flexible, and they're really comfortable to wear. And I drive race cars on the weekend and work on the race cars when we're not racing them. So I'm around welders and grinders and things like that a lot. And so the silicone ring is pretty cool for that application because, and even around the lathe, I think these are the way to go, because if it catches on anything, I'm pretty certain that this silicone ring is going to give up long before my finger does, right? So the ring will rip in half before my finger, which I kind of like that idea. I think that's a good selling point. But here's the thing about them, and I think this one cost us 25 bucks. They're not very expensive, and oftentimes my wife and I will buy matching sets. And this was one that my wife had for a while, and I'll see if I can show you this. But somewhere in it, it has a rip. They start to come apart, and I'll show you on my ring. This is actually, so you can see it right there. They start to rip apart, probably because I play with them too much. My wife doesn't play with hers, and hers started coming apart too. So, but at 25 bucks, whatever, I just buy another one, right? So, my thought was, our anniversary is coming up here pretty soon, and I thought maybe I would make her a wooden ring just to kind of test my skills of turning small things. And I've never made a ring, so it's a new project that I haven't done before, which I think will be kind of cool. So I'm going to try to turn a ring. She really likes Purpleheart, and I've got some Purpleheart left over from some past projects. So I will take a piece of that Purpleheart and see if I can make a ring out of it. So let's go see if we can do that. Okay, so I've got this piece of Purpleheart chucked up between centers. I've laminated a couple strips of various stuff in here just to try to make a stripe. So we're going to rough turn this and see how it looks. Okay, so we got a rough shape on this little bit here. I'm going to pull the ring out of this part here. And I think if you look there, you can kind of see the laminates that I glued up together. I think it's going to look pretty good. You know, the ring's going to be kind of right about there. So, and I ended up, my cut wasn't perfect. It ended up a little bit crooked, but I think it's going to be all right. I think it's going to look pretty good. I think at the end of this, this is actually going to be really cool. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to come in here with a Forstner bit and drill out the middle of it and get that sized correctly, and then I will start working on the ring shape itself. Okay, so what we've done here is I've cut my blank down because I needed to get it in the chuck, and I needed to reduce some of the length so that I could get the drill set up in it to drill the hole in the end of it. So I've cut that blank down. I've got it chucked up in my jaws now, and I've put a Jacob's chuck in the tailstock with a Forstner bit in it, and I managed to snag this ring from my wife. She hasn't noticed that it's missing yet. What I've found is it's almost a perfect fit on this Forstner bit, so we're going to drill the hole that size, and then we'll sand it a little bit in there, and that should bring it up to the right size. So let's get to that. Okay, now that we've got the hole drilled in the end of it, we'll start shaping the outside of this and start making this into a ring. Well, that didn't work. So I'm gonna see if I can salvage this part and just make a Purpleheart ring with no laminated rings. Let's see what we can do. So I've never tried the super glue finish before, so we're going to attempt that on the inside of this ring before I finish shaping the outside. Okay, on to the outside. Okay, so what I've got here is a tapered jam chuck that I've placed in the chuck jaws, brought the tailstock up to support the other end of it. And this is just a piece of scrap wood I had laying around that I put a taper on, just thinking that I would be able to jam this ring on here. I kind of saw this project coming, and then I will finish it off on here, do a little more sanding to it, and then we will probably apply a super glue finish to the outside of it. When I do that, I'm going to pull it back off of this jam chuck, wrap some tape around the jam chuck, put it back on. That way it doesn't glue itself to the jam chuck. So let's get to work on that. Alright, there you have it. One little Purpleheart ring. It certainly didn't come out exactly like I had hoped with the laminations in it, you know, but I think it looks pretty cool, and I think the wife will appreciate it. So if you like this video, make sure you click on that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming, and be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends, and we'll see you in the next video.